Llama spit. Thank you. What do you guys... The way this is going to work is one of the mods, the first question we're going to have, or rather each question, it'll just be typed up here, and then I'll read it, and then I will answer it. And then while I'm answering, the mods are just going to like write stuff, draw stuff. The visuals for whatever I'm saying. Again, what is this? I know you said this is me. I don't know. Is this how you see me? A little peanut guy? Stop it. What are you doing? That's crazy. Do you really think I look like this? If I ever go missing and they need wanted posters, are you... What the... All right, I am not a stoner. I want to make that record clear. If my mom is watching, never. That's not like me. I would never do some such heinous acts. All right, are we ready? What do you... Yeah? Who's that? Who did that? Who's doing that? Oh, first question. An evil witch turned you into a bug. What's your strat to survive? Okay. Bugs, the thing about bugs that you gotta understand, they do not live for a long time. So I gotta start hustling immediately. The first thing I am gonna do is I'm gonna turn to communism. You guys have seen that movie, A Bug's Life? No. Ants. You guys seen Ants? That's what they did. They saw that the grasshoppers, they were so outpowered as individuals, but together as a colony, they outnumber the grasshoppers. The first thing that I would do, I would organize all the other bugs in my species, and then move our way up so that we have no more predators. As a worm, is a worm a bug? In this question, I'm just gonna assume I'm a worm. I'm gonna use that towards my strategy to get the populace together. Worms feed on everything on the ground. We help all the other bugs in return. So that's gonna give a lot more credibility, a lot more bug street credibility towards my cause. And then we will all be happy. Oh, that's the evil witch turning me into a bug. But yeah, class consciousness. That's what I would do as a bug. I would also have glasses. Ants 2.0, your way out. Is it Ants or A Bug's Life? I always get it confused. A Bug's Life is Disney. Nope, DreamWorks. Ants has Woody Allen? No, is that an Ants? There were like two animated ant movies that came out. Isn't it both? I don't know. Dude, I'm getting zapped for saying workers unite. I love this style of witch. I feel like we don't have this style of witches enough. This is like an Adventure Time witch. We need to bring back this genre of witches. Evil's drawing a butt. Thank you, Evil. All right, next question. That is what I would do as a bug. I would simply outsmart everyone by instilling class consciousness, and then I die after 2 days because I'm a bug. And then the cycle restarts. Really says a lot about our society, you know? Next question. What's your ding-dang shoe size? I am a size 8. Men's. US. These are my indoor shoes for working out. Although sometimes if I'm feeling quirky, 8.5. 9, that's pushing it. But usually 8. This is what I'm mostly around. I don't like this. I don't like that. Well, size 4? I wonder who here is the biggest shoe size? Biggest shoe size, smallest shoe size. Let's figure it out. Damn, bro, we the same size? Okay, I don't know what the difference is, because I know there's like men's and women's shoe sizes. How big is a women's shoe size? This is how big a men's 8 is. I know you can't like measure it. It's like 2 sizes different if I remember right. So that would be a size 6 in men's. Size 13, dude, he be stepping. He's just... That's how he walks. So a woman's 6 is 4 in men's. Oh. Dude, I don't want to do math right now. Me personally, I'm a Skechers kind of guy. Specifically the Skechers, where you don't have to tie any laces. You just slip them on and you're good to go. What are these called? When you have, is it just called a foot bracelet? Anklet. Yeah, that's the name. That just feels right for it. Anklet. Mods, can we get a shout out for anklets? Thank you. That's a sick tattoo. All right. Next question. What is this me at the Foot Museum? I haven't heard much from Bigfoot lately. I feel like he kind of fell off. There hasn't been anything in Bigfoot news. What is Bigfoot up to? We haven't really heard much from him. What are your opinions on Pukeko? What is Pukeka? Pukeko? Do I have to look this up? Pukeko. Is that a funny word for anklet? I need you guys to see this real quick. That is a Pukeko. That's beautiful right there. They seem pretty cool. They seem pretty chill. I'm a big fan of like birds that can stand on two legs. Hot take, I know. Bird enthusiasts might come after me. Hi, I'm Chicken. That's Chicken the Chikeko. Pukeko. Dude, I already miss. I'm not sure where they're native of. New Zealand! Big shout out to New Zealand. New Zealand and Australia, they just got it down with like animals. If you don't know anything about Australia or New Zealand, like the animals there, you could essentially have a whole Pokemon adventure. You can find a bunch of crazy animals like this. I will say, the one unnerving thing I do find about birds is their eyes. Because with mammals, like other humans, dogs, cats, basically mammals in general, you look into their eyes, and so like you could tell, you could impose an emotion on them. You know what I mean? Like a dog, happy dog, mouth wide, tongue out, lapping, like happy. You infer happy. With a cat, if they're grouchy, they'll be like this, or they might have their eyes wide open, but you could tell there's an emotion there. With birds, it's just this. Just cold, unnerving stares right into your soul. This is just a dinosaur, essentially. That is true. What's lapping? When they got their tongue out. I'm not gonna do it if you're trying to trick me into lapping. Actually, no. Lapping is like when they're lapping water. I don't know what the term for it is, but when they got their tongues out to cool themselves down. Panting! There we go. Not to be confused with pantsing. Goodbye, Pukeko. Next question. Hey, lives. Does that mean you guys? Because we're live? This is honestly cool, but what do you think about animations and drawings? And also, what do you think is the most coolest type of animation? I miss 2D animation. I really do. I hate that it has been like phased out. While 3D animation can be really stellar, really visually appealing, I feel like we have just lost that as an art. And that's not me just saying that. There are methods of 2D animation that have just kind of, if not totally, have gone extinct by now. Like nobody in the industry, with the exception of like those people who did work during that time period who are now retired, not a lot of people know how to do a lot of the things that they did back then. This kind, yeah, that kind. 2D animation. I'm talking Disney. We need to be protecting James Baxter's art style. I love animation as a medium, not a genre. That is my biggest gripe with how animation is treated. A lot of the times it'll be like, especially in like Hollywood, it'll be like, oh, that's a kid's thing. That's a kid's thing. Sure, we'll give them their own like special spot. And that's it. That's all you guys get. Well, too bad it's added. But I love your content. I hope your reputation goes well. Thank you. Thank you. I hope my reputation goes well too. I hope I get a lot of street cred for this. I'll take full credit for this. I love seeing like those that old footage too of like people, like they're just drawing on giant pages and they're just flipping back and forth, adjusting the drawings to make sure the animation flows well. Next question, am I a potato? I'm gonna infer this in couch potato terms. I'm actually not a couch potato. I actually don't use my couch as much as I should be. I'm usually on that grind set mindset, and even when I'm in my leisure, I'm at my desk, which is probably not that healthy. Like, I should probably separate myself from my work area when I'm trying to relax. But it has been a long time since I've just like gone on the couch, gone some chips, some Mountain Dew, just put on something on the TV. It's been a long time since I've done that. Are you a potato? Have you ever been a potato? Technically, I was potato shaped at one point in my life when I was a fetus, an embryo. I did not have legs. I did not have arms. I did not have a body, really. I was just, is this. If we could get like an umbilical cord drawn on this, that would be appreciated. Is that a potato sun? Dude, the one thing I hate about potatoes is if you forget about them, they will remind you that they are there. When they get all squishy, that smell. We all potato at some point. Will I ever be a potato? Oh shit, okay. When I die, my nutrients will possibly sustain the life of a potato. So yes, I will potentially be a potato one day. I was a potato at birth. I have been a couch potato, and I will be a potato again when I die. When will you be a potato? Oh geez, when am I gonna die? Hopefully I got another minimum. Wait, I was about to say 50 years. Is that generous? What's like the average life expectancy nowadays? It's like 80, 60, 70 years left. In 60, 70 years, I will be a potato again. All right, next question. Is your mom single? She is not single. Back off. All right? Don't come after my mom. That's fucked up. That is messed up that you would do something like that. I would never do that to other people's moms. What are you trying? Ho? Oh, hola. Hola. What is going on here? Is this my mom? Dude, imagine the day I have like my parents on stream. You guys will lose your mind. Kiss. Thank you. Thank you, mama. She is happily taken. All right? Don't look at her. Don't look at her. Next question. How many shirts do you own? Pairs of pants. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. About 27 shirts. I own about 27 pairs of shirts. Pairs? Do shirts come in pairs? I own about 27 shirts. Pairs of pants? 3. Am I counting shorts? If I'm counting shorts, then 5. Like 5, 6 pants. Why does this one look homeless? What's up with these raggedy clothes? I like this one because I have been dreaming about these pairs of pants at Uniqlo that keep you cool. And this is a cool pair of pants. Uniqlo, please sponsor. Leah stinks. I do have a shirt that says that. Why do I have a small head? Why do I have a baby head in this one? I have at least a dozen pair of pants. So for me, the way it works is like I'll just choose some pants or shorts and I'm just wearing them. I'm just wearing them until I either can't find them or they need a washing and then I need to switch them out. The same goes with shoes. I have like 4 pairs of shoes that I use regularly. All right, next question. Oh, we're going blue. I'm blue. Dabu-dee dabu-da. How many ounces of water do you drink per day? All right, I'm going to be real with you. I'm not entirely sure what an ounce is. So I don't think I could, in good faith, answer that. I just drink like a big G Fuel shaker is like ×2 this. I drink like 3 or 4 amounts of that. Maybe 5 if it's like an especially hot day. But I do drink a lot of water. I keep myself hydrated. Low-key feels like I'm watching the CEO of Apple answering questions about the new iPhone. Essentially, I could be, because when they did that, when the first iPhone was presented, it was not a working iPhone. They were kind of making stuff up and just hoping it worked so that they got investor money and then can make the actual thing. So honestly, this is not that far apart from that. Who chose grape flavor? Of course you would choose grape flavor. This is me being waterboarded voluntarily. Put some up my nose, please, before I get erased from existence. Oh god, it's too late. All right, no waterboarding for me. Next question. You see... Dude, I cannot read that. You see a smoker, a stoner, and a vapor? You see a smoker, a stoner, and a vapor on your way home. Through some miracle, you cannot smell any of... Which one looks cooler? The smoker, obviously. Dude, I hate that smoking looks cool. It's terrible for you. It's terrible for the people around you, but it looks so cool. There's that one picture of Hideo Kojima with Mads Mikkelsen and Norman Reedus when they're just like they're just together hanging out, and they're just like this, and they're just like squatting down, and Norman and Mads are like this. They got a cigarette, but Hideo doesn't smoke, so he's just there like this, just holding nothing. Does it though? A lot more than a stoner. You see somebody smoking weed in public, you gotta shake your head. And vape, dude, don't even get me started on vapes. Just choose a side. Choose a side already, all right? I hate that my generation was supposed to be the one to end smoking, and then vapes happened. That's a wacky looking maple leaf. Yeah, what is going on over here? Is this related? He's just drawing an alien. Just give me a candy cigarette and I'll be happy, I think. All right, next question. I'm in the red room. This is where they execute people. My go-to snack. I love protein snacks. Fuck it. I'm gonna say something controversial. Fruit. I love fruit. Holy shit, did you guys see that? Oh my god. Dude, tell me somebody was recording. Protein snacks, fruit, apples. I will bite a tomato like it's an apple. I'll get a tomato, bite it, put some tahini in it, and then just keep on biting it. Bananas, I love bananas. Yeah, I don't really go for like junk food as snacks. Junk food and like sugary food, I've kind of like outgrown them. Most of the time, I will still indulge in a nice little treat here and there. But in terms of snacking, anything with a solid amount of protein, and I'm not talking like protein cereal. No, get that out of the way. I'm not talking protein mac and cheese, because nowadays people just slap on protein on stuff and it looks healthier, but it's not really. And it's also more expensive just because it has protein. I look for that good stuff. Dude, get this out of here. Get that out of here. Keep the peanuts though. I actually do have some. Hold on. I go to the market every morning, get myself a big bag of peanuts. I love these things. I love the feeling of eating them. These and sunflower seeds. Because it makes me feel productive, you know? What is this? Is this like celery? Goodbye, protein snacks. Honestly, protein snacks are the only way I really indulge in like baked goods anymore. Like a protein cinnamon roll. Oh. All right, next question. Can we do multiple questions or is it limited to one? You can ask multiple questions. I hope that helps. Thanks. No problem. Next question. What is this? What is this? You missed one. You missed a spot. Bing. If you could be transported into a fictional universe, which would you pick? Fictional universe. Can I choose Star Wars, but like the era where everyone's happy and there's no galactic empire? I think, yeah, honestly, I think Star Wars and Actually, wait, I changed my mind. Let's go into Shrek. Let's go into the Shrek universe. I would have so much fun. Dude, imagine the type of content I could be making if I lived in the Shrek universe. I would be best friends with Gingy, specifically. Is this Among Us? Oh, this is Pokemon. Actually, I changed my answer again. It's Pokemon. You guys know me. Hey, I said specifically when there is no galactic empire in Star Wars. I choose Pikachu, I choose Pokemon, and the Shrek universe. chill. Oh, if he's chill, then that's fine, I guess. Why does this look like the ice cream bar? This looks like the Pikachu ice cream bar, only a little bit less messy than it usually is. Who would be your Pokemon companion? Do you even have to ask that? I can't get all my Gengar stuff, so these two will be good for now. If it has to be like a traditional cutesy type of Pokemon, I choose Esper. You're thinking of Star Trek. Stuff is probably chiller in Star Trek. Yeah, I choose Batman. You look like him, to be honest. Honestly, I take that as a compliment. Thank you. Thank you so much. I think I'm gonna print that message and put it up on my wall. Star Trek is like the best universe to live in, post-scarcity utopia. I don't know anything about Star Trek, but I've heard people say this before. All right, next question. Why are you choosing green, dude? What the heck? Are we allowed to ask silly questions? Oh, sorry, serious. Are we allowed to ask silly questions? Yes. Yes, you are. I'm the Joker, baby. I'm the Joker, baby. Look at him trying to rush. All right, next question. What is your dream piece of furniture / appliance? Appliance? I would love a popcorn maker. Just have a movie night and have fresh movie theater quality popcorn going. Ooh, that's a dream right there. Dude, imagine like something like that attached to stream, because of course I have to relate everything in my life back to content. Like have a popcorn maker in the back, and then I somehow tie that to stream so that if people like donate bits or something, it like turns it on. Dude, that's actually kind of a sick idea. And then I can have some popcorn. That is my dream appliance. Furniture, I want a nice couch. The couch I got in 2021, right after I moved out. Bought it on Amazon, $500. One of the worst couches I've ever been on, compared to all the couches I have ever had the privilege of sitting on. It is not that good of a couch. It does its job, but if you just want to chill and you're just sitting on it, laying down is okay, but sitting on it, it could be better. So a really nice couch is my pick for furniture. What is this? Flava Cool? Next question. What are your thoughts on Blue Lock? Honestly, if the lock is stable and it's kind of hard to break into, I think a blue lock should be good. Like if you like blue, I guess. Me personally, I would choose a black lock. I don't think the color has anything to do with how secure it is. If you mean Blue Lock, I think it's with an E. The anime, I don't really do sports anime that much. I don't know why. I've heard differing things about Blue Lock, but I don't really have an opinion on it. Oh, the anime is not with an E. Never mind. I thought it was with an E. Soccer's cool. But yeah, I never watched Blue Lock, so I don't really have an opinion on it. You guys watch Blue Lock? Is it worth it? Let me know down in the comments. What's your favorite sports anime? Whoa, I don't know why I don't like this color. All right, next question. One of my friends said they were gonna find the demons within to beat someone in a game that was leagues better than him. Do you also try and find the demons within to increase your stream? To increase my stream? I feel like there have been a few choice times where I like really locked in on like while I'm streaming to the point where I forgot that I was streaming just to lock in. The first time that ever happened was during my Cuphead runs. And I just got locked in on trying to beat this one boss. I completely forgot about the world. It was like I got possessed. In terms of video games, there have been some times where, yeah, I'll say it. I found the demons within and I signed a contract with them. Unfortunately, that means when it does not work out well, those around me hear it. I'm sorry, Evil. To this day, I'm sorry that you had to hear that side of me when we had that one Marvel Rivals match where I don't even want to talk about it, dude. It did not go well. Evil heard the generational rage in me. He yelled. I did not yell at you. I yelled around you. That's different. I can't yell. I can't yell like on purpose. I don't know what that is. I have like a limiter on my voice. I could exclaim, I could pronounce, but I can't just like just like yell. All right, next question. All right, I have been asking this question, my friends, recently. Imagine you were a supervillain from a Bond movie. Ooh, you have your lair, your lackeys. I've always wanted lackeys. And a fancy turning chair. What animal would you have as a pet in that scenario? Komodo dragon. Easy. Just a giant Komodo dragon in my lap. It could bite me. It might not even be that well trained. And if it bites me, I'm done for. It's GG. But I think that it would be menacing enough. Like, imagine you just get taken prisoner by one of my lackeys. You go into a giant room, and there I am. I turn around, and I just have like a giant monitor lizard right on my lap. Mr. Dink? I love Komodo dragons. That's the first time I went to the aquarium as a kid. It's because they had a Komodo dragon exhibit. They are crazy though. Like the way they hunt, they will like bite something that is so much bigger than them, and that thing will escape, and they'll just tail it. They could tail something for days, just waiting for like that poison to really kick in until that creature is just exhausted and just collapses. And that's when they go in and just finish the job. Why do I have an eye patch? It said, the scenario said nothing about an eye patch. So you made it, Mr. Bond. I want to have, if I was a Bond villain, stereotypical Mexican accent. I'm not gonna do it. I don't want to get canceled, but that is what I would do. Draw a little sombrero on me, please. He looks like a peak character. Yippee! I ain't drawing that. That was a test. Congratulations. You guys all passed. All right, next question. What would be your ideal last meal? Cane's. Cane's? I always forget the name. I think it's like I always forget the name, but it's the one where you get like the most amount of chicken. Cane's, but replace the coleslaw with some fries. Or maybe some bread. It depends on how I'm feeling on my last day on Earth. But it would be Cane's. I feel like that is the safest bet for me. Dude, that actually made me really hungry. Just thinking about that. Just thinking about Cane's. Like even this crude depiction. This very crude depiction. Bone? Cane's does not have bones. Not foo. Not poo. Okay, I wasn't thinking that. I was not thinking that, but thank you for the clarification. Caniac combo and then dip out on this moral world. Whew, that is how I want to go. I don't care if I'm like 90 years old on my deathbed and the amount of sodium in that meal would take me out. Yeah, this is me. This is me going to the Cane's with just like a bone chicken. Why am I an octopus? In this scenario, on my last day on Earth, on Octopus World, Grandpa Elias at 100 just demolishing his chicken tenders one last time. Next question. What's your favorite land formation? Big shout out to Pangea. I feel like stuff was a lot simpler back then. Everybody was, I mean, there wasn't really any, it wasn't really everybody. Like we were just kind of, we weren't around for Pangea. I don't think we were around for Pangea, but all living beings were just on the same plane. There were no barriers. I mean, there were no water barriers, basically. I like Mesas. Mesas is a good one, too. But yeah, Pangea. That was back when we had peace, honestly. Pangea. This is Pangea, not poop. This is not poop. It's Pangea. I don't know what it looks like. Can one of you look up Pangea just to see how accurate this is? Are you drawing glasses? Why is Pangea personified? I don't know if volcanoes were really... I don't know how prevalent they were during Pangea. Pangea looks so baby. Dude, that's because it literally kind of is baby. It is baby Earth. In a way. Alright, next question. What is your morning routine? Smile. Okay, so I wake up usually to an alarm. Whenever I go to bed, I have an alarm that I set for like 8.5 hours from the time that I'm going to bed. And then I try to do a stretch every single morning, at least 5 minutes of stretching. And then this has been adjusted recently. It used to be I'll get a big meal in because I am hungry. As soon as I wake up, I am hungry. I don't understand how some people just do not get hungry when they wake up. But it used to be that. It used to be I get right into food after the stretch. I kind of started to adjust it and play around with it, because after the food, I would then work out after a little bit. But I've been experimenting with working out first and then getting into food. So I do a workout 30 minutes to an hour, either on the bike or I put something on TV, like a video. And then I will, I do not know any of the things that I use, but then it's a whole thing for like washing my face. First the water, then some cleanser, then this like Korean goopy stuff, and then this other Korean goopy stuff, and then moisturizer, I think. And then I'm ready for my day. Egg that is flipping you off. Bone. This is a dumbbell. He eats bones for breakfast. Only bone. 10 a.m. That is generous. That is generous. Usually, it's closer. I think the average is like 11:30 when I wake up. Wake up, grab beer, grab rear, put on scene gear. Public transportation would go crazy in Pangea. Dude, imagine the trains. Ads, I'll beat them up. Just for you guys. Ooh, I hate ads. Jeff Bezos. Ooh. Weren't you going to the bathroom? That is true. You guys, I'm gonna get some water and do that real quick. What's going on? They're taking our cats? Okay. Next question. What do we got? Lay it on me. Why content creation? Is this a quote? Is this half a quote? Why content creation? That is a good question. The way I started, it was back in 2019. I was just kind of making videos for funsies. I had like a number of content creators I watched, and I just wanted to make stuff like they did. And I didn't really have much of a plan going into it. I just kind of threw stuff at a wall. If I had fun, that's all I got from it. But then views started coming in, and I was like, hold on, this could be something. And so I got more consistent with it. And then in 2023, 4 years after that, one of my videos blew up big time, and I got a little bit of a nest egg from that. And I had to decide, like, stuff is going pretty good here, and I have this safety net. I could quit my job, and I think I should be okay. Even if it doesn't go well, I should be okay for a couple of months. And thankfully, stuff did go well, and to this day, I'm still able to pay my rent, pay my bills because of content creation. So I never really got into it with the hopes of like this being like my number one thing. I honestly don't know what I was doing in life. I'm not gonna lie. I had no idea what like my career path was gonna be when I made my first video. I don't like that. Why am I an egg? But yeah, why? I just saw my favorite content creators, and I thought it'd be cool to do some stuff like that, and other people like that. And thankfully, I like the process. For 90% of it, I love that this is my job. I love that I could do that. Actual image of Lias. I take it all back. I take it all back. What is this? Is this what I look like to you? Which video launched it? It was the Office Iceberg video. Out of nowhere, it just got like a bajillion views. And that's like an hour-long video almost. So the ad revenue was really nice. It's pretty accurate, not gonna lie. That's fucked up. Why? 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 What was I doing in 2019? I think when I was making that first video, I think I was delivering cookies still. Like I said, I really did not have much of a plan. I was kind of a neat back then, and that was like step one of stopping my neatness. And then, I don't know if you guys paid attention of what happened next in 2020, but that did not help. Stop drawing, stop. What are you doing? Next question. I have thought of that idea, like, what if I, like next month for some reason, I had to like get a job. Sorry, J word. I think I would probably do something with animals, work at an animal shelter. I have a lot of experience professionally with cats, so it'd probably be something like that. Next question. Where do you see yourself in 5 years with content? Where do I see myself in 5 years with content? So this past half year or so, I tried to do something different and do like a video every 2 weeks or so. I don't like that format. I just really don't. I don't like that process being repeated over and over again every 2 weeks. So I think slowly I really want to go back to like my monthly, like one video a month for either channel. Hopefully in 5 years, I'm able to still do the same thing, maybe every 2 months, but the difference being that like bigger videos, bigger production, more money being able to be put in with consistent output. I think that would be a very ideal for me. In terms of streaming, I want it to be more on the even side of things, if that makes sense. Because past years, it's mostly been YouTube videos where most of my career has gone into, and streaming has unfortunately gotten the shorter end of the stick. I mean, you guys have seen it. There have been times where I said I'll be a 2-hour Andy, and that's because I really want to get a video out the next day. So in 5 years, within 5 years, I want it to be more even, where I could do both more sustainably and have them just, just more balance. It's like what I said earlier, how like 90% of the time, I will be loving my work. It's that extra 10% of the time where it's just like, it feels kind of dreadful, like the whole video making process. And so on days like that, I would love to just go live for like many hours at a time, be putting out videos made from streams for you guys, for anybody who can't make the stream, shorts as well. And for me to not feel guilty in that I'm not working, because like I said, it's not even. My money comes from videos. So there is that part of me that feels a little irresponsible if I go for a longer stream nowadays. Yeah, dual income from streaming and videos. And that just means better content for you guys. No matter which side of the content that I produce you partake in. Why am I long? Why am I long and like this? Dink? What does dink mean? What is this? What is that? That better be a very comfy cushion. Double income, no kids. No kids. It took my mom quite a while for her to like accept that the closest she's ever gonna get to grandkids from me is my cats. Genuinely. Hold on. I'm trying to erase me. Oh, thank you for the money. All right, next question. Bro, what are you doing? What's the most impactful piece of advice you have received? The most expensive thing in life is... Wait, I was about to say money. The most expensive thing in life is time. And that's why you should really consider what you invest your time into. Because, yeah, you could be... And this is something I need to be much better at. Speaking as a workaholic, if you spend so much time on work, you're going to be missing out on so many other joys of life. The most expensive thing in life is money. Okay. But yeah, just prioritizing what really matters. But oftentimes I feel like we could get sucked into something for so long. I've definitely been there where I've just had an arc where like for 2 years, I think this was the best example would be when I did game dev, like as a job. Like I just got super sucked into it. And for 2 years, I was just an absolute NEET. Yeah, I always think back like, damn, that was when I was like 18, 19. What if I actually went outside during those years? What did I miss out on? So yeah, just try to prioritize what matters to you. That is my advice. Because once that time is up, you're not getting that back. All right, next question. I'm in the zone. Japan! Or a giant bean. Oh, when is the Japan stream? Okay. They made it harder recently for foreigners to get like a visa. And also, I don't think it'd be wise of me to leave the country right now because, you know, with a bunch of things happening. So I'm going to put this under with the other question that we had. Where do you see your content in 5 years? Within those 5 years, Japan. I'm going to try my best to make it happen. I feel like the easiest way for it to happen is if this goes with me putting more effort into like growing streams, is like potentially getting signed to a Japanese agency, preferably Geeks Plus, and then they could help out a lot with that. Dude, I promise you right now, the Japan streams are gonna go crazy. All right, next question. How do you deal with a breakup? I'm sorry this happened to you. I think this very much depends how you deal with a breakup depending on your age. Because, like, if you break up during high school, it's like the world is ending. It's GG's. You're done for. You found the love of your life, and you squandered it. That's how it felt. That's how it felt for me in high school. I would say the best thing you do is find a community. Find a community, find something you're passionate in, and invest yourself in that. Because when you're surrounded by other like-minded people, when you're surrounded about other things that you love, it'll make it much easier to progress in life. Because that's another thing. Like, you think like you cannot move past it. You cannot continue in life. You don't see a future. That is the best way to remind yourself that there is a lot more to life. And take it as a learning lesson as well. What are the things you did not do well in the relationship? Yeah, just learn from that. Okay, yes, they're very, very sad. I cry sometimes. Yeah, they're very sad. Their tears are filling up the screen. But don't worry, because they will soon be tears of happiness when they get really, really, really into stop motion animation. And also tears because stop motion animation takes a long time. You gotta have a lot of patience for it. Next question. Do you like Transformers? And if so, do you like Transformers? Do you like Transformers? And if so, what's your favorite character and continuity? So I actually don't really have a strong opinion on Transformers. I was not a Transformers kid. So I guess they're cool. I think I like Starscream. I know that's not a Transformer. Oh wait, favorite character, that counts. I feel like they have a good design. I don't know about continuity. I don't know about any of the storylines. I was more of when it comes to like action figures as a kid, I was more into like dinosaurs, like dinosaur action figures. And Power Rangers, actually. But yeah, I don't know why. I never got into Transformers. I heard the newest animated movie is actually like really good. I should probably check it out. Let's see. Come on. Let's see Optimus Prime. Wait, is this Optimus Prime? Optimus Prime is the blue one. Is the blue and red and white one, right? America? I don't know who this is. Megatron. Megatron's the bad guy, right? That would make sense. It's got a bit of a menacing name. Give up. All right, next question. Do you use AI for anything creative? So no counting Google searches as sole and if yes, then for what? So I actually have a plugin on my browser that disables the whole Google AI thing. So I do not use AI for any part of my creative process. I am very much against it. I actually did a presentation a bit ago in the Discord for people who want to get into content creation. And one of the things in there was saying that no AI whatsoever. You got to come up with everything up here. And yes, it is hard, but that is how you make your brain smarter. That is how you get better. Even if it's something as like simple as titles, I feel like you just gotta thug it out. Even if you can't think of a title, you just gotta thug it out. You just gotta put your mind to it. And that is how you train yourself to be better at making stuff like titles. I think the closest thing, it's not in the process, but in YouTube, there's like one of their chatbots. And this is what I hate. One of the things I hate about AI, one of the things that they already have like companies already have, they'll just put AI in it just to make it sound fancier. In YouTube Studio, there's a feature where you could get like a summary of how a video is doing. And it just puts it really all well together. And so far, I think it does a pretty good job, but I will also be hesitant on anybody like actively using it or relying on it, because I've been doing this for years. I know how to read data on YouTube. I know how to read analytics, and I do notice that sometimes it'll get confused. So I don't really rely on it if I just need like a quick thing. If a video's been out for a day and I just need to know very quickly what people are liking, what they are not liking, it'll bring up like the parts of the video that are working based on the data and vice versa. So that would be like the closest thing. But again, it's essentially just a chatbot. Oh, there's another thing that YouTube added where like it'll make a thumbnail for you. Like it'll generate a thumbnail and it'll use like your face for it. I've seen very uncanny results. Not a fan. Not a fan. I'm gonna get more water, speaking of AI. Next question. Favorite song of all time? The answer to this changes every single time I'm asked. It's gonna be a Gorilla song. Let's be real, it's gonna be a Gorilla song. Right now, I would say El Mañana? El Mañana or On Melancholy Hill, I think that's what I would choose. Oh, that's 2D. He's got a very gray skin. Looks like Phase 1 Murdoch. Goated on Melancholy Hill. Dude, I can't believe it. I'm gonna see them again in October. I wish I could take you guys with me, but that's illegal. Thank you for 2D. What's funny is like if 2D was like a real person, I feel like he'd definitely be canceled by now. If you know, you know. If you know the lore. Next question, are you still doing art? Have you considered doing digital, or do you prefer to stick to traditional? I have actually recently been drawing more than I have in the past year. It's mostly been physical. I'm gonna show you guys actually. So I found one of my old sketchbooks from like college, and I remember back then when I would draw, I would be like so hard on myself, but I found this sketchbook like a month or so ago, and I was looking through it. I'm like, damn, some of these are kind of fire. Like, what if I just locked in even from back then? What if I just stayed more consistent? And that inspired me to become consistent with it again. One of my goals for this year is drawing my plush avatar, just being better at that, so that I could make my own art sometimes for like events. So I need to get better at that. For digital, I do have like a Wacom tablet, like one of the big ones where you could like draw on it and you see it like it's a screen. I actually do want to get that set up here on my desk. I just need to find a good way to do it. But here, let me show you real quick. I drew these in like 2018? No, it had to be sooner. Like 2017. 2018. I just locked in on drawing body parts. I still have trouble drawing like people, but I've gotten better at like faces and hairstyles. The type of face I could see on like a pepper. Oh wait, that is a pepper. Thank you for the pepper. I have considered doing art streams again, because there was a point in time where I did do commission work, where I did do art streams. That was like one of my first genres of streaming, one of my first categories. So we'll see what happens whenever I connect my tablet back. Okay, can we do next question? I feel like we're nearing the end. I know I said that a bit ago, but it feels like it. 10? There were 10 left? Oh my god. All right. Let's do it. How do you prioritize what to work on next? I have a big list of ideas for videos to work on, like video ideas. It's mostly just vibes. Very rarely I will choose something because it's popular that month or around that time, but it's mostly just vibes, like what feels good to work on at any given time. Yeah, thank you. This matches it. Sometimes I'll have a tentative plan. I've had a tentative plan for the next 3 videos, but the problem is like I'll come up with something I want to work on more in the moment, in the moment, or rather in that slot. So I will just insert that in, and that pushes those videos out. So I'm finally getting around to like the list of videos I've been wanting to do for a bit. I don't even remember the context of this. This was at my old apartment. Next question. Would you rather have all the passion to create content and no skill to execute it, or all the skill but no passion? Ooh. So this one's a tricky one, because on one hand, if you had all the skill, then maybe like videos, I mean, they'd probably do a lot better. They'd probably get more money, but you also would not be happy. But on the other hand, if I had all the passion but no skill, and this is assuming you don't get better, because you will. That's what I always tell people who want to start. Just start, because you will get better as time goes on. Assuming here you don't get better, I'd have to like find a different job. Honestly, that kind of has a little bit of its benefits. I kind of do miss there are times where I miss like the set schedule. Like, this is when you're working, and this will be a consistent paycheck every 2 weeks. Because right now I get paid once a month. I say right now, YouTube pays you once a month. Honestly, yeah, I would love to still be having a good time. So I would say all the passion to create and no skill and never getting better. Because as long as I'm having a good time and I find a different job where I'm having a good time and I get paid well, I feel like that'd be where I'd be at my happiest. It would just be like 2020 to 2023 all over again for me, basically. Next question. If you could go somewhere on a trip, where would you want to go? What is a bucket list destination? One of the mods definitely has the Japan emoji ready for this, right? Obviously, it would be Japan. If I had to choose somewhere else, not Japan, I would choose Netherlands. I feel like it would be a lot of fun to visit like the canals of the Netherlands. Number one is Japan. That would be my main answer. Just all around Japan. I don't really have much of a preference. Even if you drop me in to a random location in Japan, I feel like I'll have a good time. But number two, if I can't choose Japan, it would be Netherlands. Number three, New Zealand, where they filmed the Lord of the Rings movies. I'm gonna take the tour. That's gonna be a whole... It's going to be a whole thing to get there, though. It's like, what, a 13-hour flight? 13-hour traveling? Whew. Next question. Is it idiotic to feel guilty for interacting with the Discord? I really want to involve myself more, but I feel as with the current pressure I'm getting from my exams and just life in general, I can't focus on sharing my work here, and it generally sucks because I like sharing my work here. Sorry if I vented a little. I will say, oh my god, dude, I almost fucking died. I almost just slipped. I will say what I always say when people like apologize for like not being in like streams. I know there's a Discord question, but it applies. Whenever somebody comes back after a while and they apologize for not being around, you never have to apologize. IRL stuff takes priority. Everything else is just extra. I appreciate you guys being around. I know like that there could be like frustrations with wanting to be around more, but having to deal with IRL responsibilities. I've definitely been there, especially on my end as the head of the Discord server. Like, I want to do so much more with it, but I also got bills to pay, and those bills are inconsistent and depend on me working a lot solo. So I feel like there's a good balance you could get there. But I don't think it's idiotic to feel guilty for not interacting as much in an online space. IRL stuff takes precedent. We will be here nonetheless for whenever you can be around. Next question. I think we have like 5 left. This is just a silly goopy time. I thought of it non-parasocially, like seeing friends after working a lot or being in school. That is that is kind of like a good way of seeing it. It's just like extra. Like, it's supposed to be a fun thing. What is your biggest collection? I think that would be my Pokemon card collection. I can't get it right now because it's load bearing. It's a part of my shelf, and it's like load bearing with a bunch of other stuff. Like, if I take out my binder, a lot of stuff is gonna fall out. So I'm just gonna post a bunch of pictures here. I have like a whole box of Pokemon cards from like when I was a kid. I still need to organize. I don't really collect much of anything else, I don't think. I really want to collect more figures, but figures are expensive. And it used to be that I didn't have space for them, but now I do actually have space. But I don't know if you guys have seen, the economy's not that good. So, unfortunately, food is the priority. Pepsi trading card. I don't even know how to play the card game. I just like the art. I said it earlier, I really want to get like something where I could like put my favorite cards, the best looking cards, up and like in a framed thing. A frame that holds like 10 or 15 of them. Like a poster almost. And I just put them in and I just frame it up and it looks real nice on my wall. Because it's a shame that they're just kind of hidden in my binder. Next question. Thank you for the Doritos. God, I wish... Oh, some Taco Bell right now. That would fix me. Would you ever do a subathon or whatever they're called? I don't know. I do want to do a subathon eventually. I think I was asked this in a stream last week. I would not do a subathon in the ways where some people do it, where they'll stream for like 5 hours and there's like a thing in the corner that says subathon hours 60. And then at the end of that stream, it subtracts 5 hours. And then they stop streaming. And then they go live like 2 days later and they stream for like 4 hours and then 4 hours are removed. I wouldn't do that. I would do a traditional subathon where it's just as soon as we go, there's a timer. And every single sub, that timer is extended. And it just keeps going. It just keeps going until it hits 0, no matter what. That is how I would do a subathon. The problem is I would have to make sure... I think that would have to be at a time where I feel more comfortable streaming for longer periods of time. Because if I'm doing that, then that means I'm not working on videos. And videos is how I pay rent. So it would have to be a time where stuff is a little bit more balanced for me in terms of content between streaming and making videos. I don't know what this is. It looks like blue licorice. I don't know either. 0 hours, 100 hours streamed. There we go. I fixed it. Dude, imagine the type of things I could go through my whole backlog of games if it's like a long subathon. Just leave this guy right here. Just leave him there. It kind of looks like a top-down RPG in a way. Like emerging from a cave into a grassy plains. This is amazing. This is exactly what game dev is like. All right, next question. Where do you see yourself in... did we already have this question? We already got this question, no? Where do you see yourself in 5 years with content? Right here. What music have you been listening to lately? I've been listening to a lot of Billie Eilish for some reason. Not the sad stuff, the poppy stuff. Okay, a little bit of the sadder stuff too. But mostly the poppy stuff. I've been listening to a lot of Billie Eilish, The Weeknd, some more J-pop. I dabble in J-pop here and there, but I feel like I've been doing that more too. Why am I under threat? Yes, I see Yamcha. I see him. I don't know what that has to do with Billie Eilish. You guys are just doing whatever now. I'm not listening to country. I'm not doing it. You can't make me. All right, next question. Bungee gum. Yeah, sure. What is your favorite part about being a content creator? I think it would be being able to do kind of whatever I want. Like being your own boss. That has a negative to it though, because that means nobody can hold me accountable except for me. And that also means that I live with whatever decisions that I make. So if I decide to do a video instead of another one that might be more popular, that might do better, but I really want to work on this one right now. If that video flops, that's on me. I am my own shareholder and they're gonna chew me out at the next meeting. So yeah, that's kind of a double-edged sword, but it is a big thing I like about it. That I could just do whatever I want, and I feel like I've gotten a lot better at holding myself accountable to like work time, boss baby time. Especially, I'm getting better now at managing a balance where it's not so much of my day is not towards work. I am eating healthier, I am working out more consistently, and that's good. That's good for everything. That's good for my brain, that's good for my mind, that's good for my body, and in turn, that's good for my work. What advice would you give someone trying to create content for the first time? I kind of answered this one earlier. It would be just to start. The best time for you to have started was yesterday. Second best time today. Not tomorrow. Today. Literally. Oh, wait. With the technology knowledge of only knowing how to work an air fryer. Look at some videos. Just get the gist of it and then start today. Your first things will probably be bad. They probably won't be good. They might not even be coherent. But that does not matter because you are further along than you were yesterday when you didn't make anything. And over time, as you learn with experience, you will get better. Because a lot of people, what they do is they'll say they'll start tomorrow, they'll start next week. They look up a bunch of videos. I know I said to look up videos. Be smart with it because a lot of people could fall into the trap of just over preparing. Looking up a ton of videos, trying to come up with a plan that just like never comes to fruition. Be smart. Just be smart about it. And the smart thing is to just simply start. Just dive right in. Just like how I learned how to swim, get thrown into the deep end of the pool. You will figure it out, I promise. Also, that was the last one. Oh shit. Okay. All right. Nice. What a one to end on. I like the range of questions we got today. Some content ones, some advice ones, some fun ones. But yeah, thank you to everybody who submitted questions. Okay, I don't know why that confused me. Be by or by B. Baby boss baby. You are a baby right now when you're starting out in content for the first time with the technology knowledge of only knowing how to work an air fryer. You are a baby, but you will become a boss eventually. Maybe even a boss baby, depending on how tall you are. That is my final word on the matter. Just start today. No idea who is that? Who is that? Wait, that's me! What the heck?